ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಓಕೆ ಸ್ಮೈಲ್. ಓಕೆ
ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಪತ್ತರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಪತ್ತರಿಗೆ ಶುರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲ ಪತ್ತರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು 10 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಶುರು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
ಶರತಣ ಶರತಣ ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹತ್ರ
ಯಾವತ್ತು ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಕೈ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ
ನೀವು 10 ಕಾಲ ಲೈವ್ ನೋಡಿ
ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ 10 ಕಾಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಅದೇ ಹೀಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ 10 ಕಾಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ
ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಪ್ರತಿ 2-3 PS ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ Yes, sir. Okay.
ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆಲೇ ಇದೆ
ಜನರಲ್
ಹಿಂದೆ ಹಿಂದೆ
and other this thing, they can have a ramp in there. So ramp ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಮೀಟರ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ರಿಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸುರೇಶ್.
ಮುಂದೆ ಒಂದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಉಂಟು. ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಯೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಬಯೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರೋದು ಒಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ $20,000 ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಹಾಕಿ
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ
ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಜಾಗ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.
ಅಣ್ಣ ಅವನು ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಔಟು ಬದನೆಕಾಯಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಬಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ರೇಟರಿ ಕೆಳಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗುವಷ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನು ಕೂಡ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಪುನಃ ಅವ್ರು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಪುನಃ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸು ಸಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ನಿಂತು ಕೂಡ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರದ್ದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಯಾಲಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ
ಈ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ
dialysis center put up then OPD will be closed only in the OPD hours ಮಾತ್ರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಅದೇ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಆ ಕಡೆ
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾಮಾ ಕೇರ್ ಅಂತ
ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಓಪನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ 8 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ
ಬಾಕಿ ಮೇನ್ ಡೋರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಿಂದನೇ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
ಇದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಮೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ
ಎರಡು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಪಕ್ಕ ಇನ್ನು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು 8 ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ
ಅದು
ಒಂದು ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ mainly occupational certificate ಅಂದ್ರೆ hopefully we should get it by end of July. So meanwhile we have to have enough staff to procure rest of the equipment, some critical equipment ಅದನ್ನ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು
ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರೋದು
ಮತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಾದ್ರೂ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 7ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ
ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಂಬಳ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಾನು ಗೌತಮ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ
ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ವಿಧ ಸರ್ ಚೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಚೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಿಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಪೇಪರ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಟಿವಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದಾದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬೆಡ್ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಒಂದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೆಡ್ ಮಾತ್ರ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗೋದು?
ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಒಂದು 4 ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಬೇಕು. ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಂಗ್
ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 45 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್, 2 ಅವರ್ಸ್ 2.5 ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ರಿಕವರಿ
ಒಂದು ಶುರುವಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀಡ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೆ ಒಂದು EV ಫಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಅದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಬಂದು ಕೂಡಲೇ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, BP ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೂಜಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
ಇದಿಲ್ಲ
ಬನ್ನಿ ಕಿಶೋರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಆಮೇಲೆ ತೆಗೆಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ.
So this is the basically the ground floor. And you have a basement and then the first floor. ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಇದೆ, ಮೆಟರ್ನಿಟಿ ವಾರ್ಡ್. ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋದಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಓಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ
पश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः. विशेषतीर्थगुरुभ्यो नमः. विश्वप्रसन्नतीर्थगुरुभ्यो नमः. Remembering the lotus feet of our gurus will ensure there will be no impediments to all the good things and the auspicious function what we are going to commence. By invoking their blessings, first we will have a Veda Gosha by Sri Venugopal Vidwan Agnihotri, Venugopal Agnihotri and group.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bhadram Karane Vishunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha. Sthirairangai Stushtuvam Zastanobhi. Vishema Devahitam Yadayuhu. स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम.
ವಿದ್ವಾನ್ ವೇಣುಗೋಪಾಲ ಅಗ್ನಿಹೋತ್ರಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸೋಂದಾ ಗುರುರಾಜಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ದೇವರನಾಮ ಬೈ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೀಲಾ ಭರದ್ವಾಜ್. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದು ಹಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ.
ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ, ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ, ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನೇ ಸುಜನರ ಪೊರೆವನೇ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ, ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನೇ ಸುಜನರ ಹೊರೆವನೇ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ. ಪಾಶಾಂಕುಶಧರ ಪರಮ ಪವಿತ್ರ, ಪಾಶಾಂಕುಶಧರ ಪರಮ ಪವಿತ್ರ, ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಮುನಿಜನ ಪ್ರೇಮ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ. ಮೋದದಿ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಪಾದವ ತೋರೋ ಸಾಧು ವಂದಿತನೇ ಆದರದಿಂದಲೀ, ಮೋದದಿ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಪಾದವ ತೋರೋ ಸಾಧು ವಂದಿತನೇ ಆದರದಿಂದಲೀ, ಸರಸಿ ಜನಾಭ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ, ಸರಸಿ ಜನಾಭ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ, ನಿರುತ ನೆನೆಯುವಂತೆ ನೀದಯ ಮಾಡೋ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ, ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನೇ ಸುಜನರ ಪೊರೆವನೇ, ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶೀಲಾ ಭರದ್ವಾಜ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸೊಗಸಾಗಿ ದೇವನಾಮ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿನ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಯರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾದರಿ. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಮಾದರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಹೋಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಅಜೆಂಡಾ ರೆಡಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು, ಅಜೆಂಡಾ ವೈಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಿತವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಜಯರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
I offer my respectful salutations at the feet of Sri 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 Vishwaprasanna Theertha, Pejawar Swamigala, Pejawar Matada Swamigalu. On this occasion, we must also remember his Guru, out of whom this hospital is named, Sri 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 Vishwesha Theertha Swamigalu. In fact, it was his vision and his outstanding commitment to the cause of affordable care that made Sri Krishna Sevashrama Jainagar what it is today, and also set the foundation for this hospital. I'd like to welcome all of you on this auspicious occasion on behalf of His Holiness. And I would like to tell you very briefly what is the aim and purpose and background of this hospital. This is really an extension of our model for affordable health care. Today, as you know, corporate health care is beyond the reach of most people because of the costs involved. And in Sri Krishna Sevashrama Hospital in Jainagar, the aim was to ensure quality services for people, but within an affordable care bracket. And for the very poorest, there was also a poor patients fund which helped them to access health care. And that hospital is a very viable model today, over 50 years, thanks to the blessings of His Holiness, as also the combined efforts of all the consultants, staff and others involved. So this was the model on which this hospital was being conceived and premised. And on this occasion it is appropriate, with the permission of His Holiness, to remember Sri Jairam Bagiltaya, who was instrumental in making Krishna Sevashram Hospital what it is today, Sri Sadanand Madi Avaro, who was a pillar of that hospital, as also his esteemed brother, who is here today happily with us, Sri Yerkaditaya, who is not with us today, and Sri H.S. Srinivas, whose portrait is brought out. This has taken several years in the making, simply because it is a large project, and the execution of this project has taken time. There is also an issue about resources, and today we remember all the munificent donors who made this hospital a magnificent edifice today, stand up to what it is. You will notice, compared to Sri Krishna Sevashrama Hospital in Jainagar, that this hospital has ample provision of space. If you go around the hospital, you will realize that there is no constraint of space which we faced in our Jainagar hospital. It is design efficient. Every aspect has been thought of carefully, and patient care has received the maximum emphasis. This is weeks away from completion, and the aim now is to start it once certain regulatory and legal formalities are cleared. But in order for us to do so, there is still a certain mobilization of resources that is required, and which we hope will happen in the next few weeks, so that this hospital can be truly commissioned. We also need to assemble proper staff, and on this occasion I'd like to remember the services of Dr. Vasudeva Rao. Where is he? There he is. Vasudeva Rao, can you get up and introduce yourself? I'm just introducing Vasudeva Rao because he is only heading the team. There are several dedicated people who are working with him, who are making it possible. And on behalf of His Holiness, I'd also like to recognize the pioneering work done by Shri Haridas Bhatt. Haridas Bhatre? Yeli de rata hu. Haridas Bhatre. Shri Bharadwaj, Shri Shrikant, Shri Gautama, our Vice President, and all the other esteemed members of this group under His Holiness who have made this project possible. We also remember today those who worked on this project in the past, including Shri PATRI, who is not here, the main designer and engineer, and Shri Subarna, who has put a lot of effort to make this hospital happen. So I would like to welcome all of you on this auspicious occasion. I remember Shri Raghavendra also. Thank you for coming, sir. And I'd like to remember all of you for joining us today, and I request you to assist us in realizing the dream of Sri Vishwesha Theertha Swamigalu, as also His Holiness, come true. Thank you.
Thank you for an excellent welcome address, sir. Now, the project update will be given by Dr. Vasudeva Rao, our medical director. But a few words about our Dr. Vasudeva Rao is very much needed in this occasion, because to set up any medical center, everybody can provide logistics, But how exactly it will be useful for the medical fraternity, for the patients, can only be known by the administrators among the medical fraternity. And we are lucky to have our Dr. Vasudeva, who is a pioneer. He has run Manipal Hospital for a number of years, and he has been associated with the Krishna Sevashrama for more than 2 decades, on and off. And now he is totally dedicated to the cause of our Krishna Sevashrama Jayanagar and Vishwesha Memorial Hospital at MARATHAHALLI. And to get this hospital in this shape after the COVID, his efforts is really unparalleled. At this point of time, I should also recollect with gratitude our project director, S.K. PATRI, who was there right from the inception. He is 85 plus, but every weekend, along with the contractors, he will have a meeting, he'll review the progress, he'll give directions. He has been a part of it, but unfortunately for us, he had to go on in personal work abroad, so he's not there with us. But we take this opportunity to record with appreciation of his human service rendered to this institution. But along with him, our Dr. Rao has been involved here after the COVID for doing the changes, for doing the layout, for shortlisting the equipment. You name it, our Rao has been a part of it. He has been driving it with a single motto, due to the respect to senior Swamiji, Sri Vishwesha Swamiji, and to our current Swamiji, Vishwaprasanna Tirtha. He is doing it as a service, and he is a motivational example for all the younger generation that at some point of time we'll have to give back to the society what we have got from it. Sir, with these few words, this is not enough to describe what you have done to our institution, but very few words, I request you to come and give an update on this project. Thank you, sir. Please come.
Thank you, Mr. Haridas, for those kind words. My humble obedience and pranamams to Sri Swamiji, Puja Theertharage nama hitpurvaka bandanagalu namaskara. Respected members of the trust, donors, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset, I've been introduced already, but it is beyond on my part to do it myself. I am a surgeon by profession and have some experience in hospital management. I have been given the responsibility of spearheading the healthcare services under the brand Sri Krishna Sevashrama. Healthcare is one of the many community social welfare activities run by Pejavara Mata under the senior pontiff Sri Vishwesha Swamiji in the past, and now by his junior Sri Vishwaprasanna Swamiji. I was born and studied in Udupi, Manipal, where I did my post-graduation in general surgery before going abroad for higher surgical training. My father, late U. Ramarao, was very closely associated with the Pejavara Mata and one of the advisors to senior Swamiji, particularly during Paryaya. I returned from abroad in 1991 and chose to settle in Jayanagar, having got an attachment to Manipal Hospital, the first corporate healthcare establishment to come up in the city. When I met senior Swamiji at Vidyapita along with my father-in-law, who was also very close to him, he came to know that I stay very close to Sri Krishna Sevashrama Hospital. My association with the hospital started immediately after this meeting with Swamiji. From running a free clinic twice a week to being part of the administration in various capacities, my attachment with the hospital grew over the years. I had to take a break for a few years in between as I got busy with my own professional practice and academic activities. When Vishwaprasanna Swamiji took over the reins, the hospital, I'm talking about Sevashrama Hospital in Jayanagar, was in dire straits, having closed its services during the COVID pandemic. I was called back to lead the newly constituted Medical Advisory Board, and Swamiji assured me of all the support and authority in reviving the clinical services. With his blessings and guidance, I'm happy to inform you all that the hospital has regained its past glory and continues to make rapid progress in its clinical activities. My presentation today will be in 3 parts. I have to combine the part which is supposed to be given by Mr. Patri, who is the project director, about the project itself, and I am supposed to talk only on services. This is a historic moment for all of us. The long-cherished dream of the founder, Sri Vishwesha Theertha Swamiji, is about to come true. Today, in the august presence of the President of the Trust, Sri Vishwaprasanna Theertha Swamiji, we make a small beginning of what will be the long journey of delivering affordable health care. To the economically poor section hailing from this part of the city and surrounding villages. This noble initiative was started a few years ago when Government Karnataka offered this land to Senior Swamiji to establish the hospital, and it was Mr. P.J. Bagiltaya who was responsible for this process of transfer of land to Sri Krishna Sevashrama Trust. Swamiji convened a meeting of senior advisors and medical experts, which included me, Bagiltaya, Erkaditaya, Subbanna, Mr. Patri, Mr. Madi, who is here, Mr. Y.K. Raghavendrao, and many others, to discuss the modalities of establishing the healthcare facility. I suggested at that time that, considering the size of the land, the hospital should be of reasonable size, and to build a big hospital with all the facilities to run it professionally, the trust requires a large investment. The dilemma was where to go for funds. It was Mr. Erkaditaya, his son is here, Hemant Murthy is here, assured Swamiji that funds will come once the project is planned and presented to well-wishers and munificent donors. The process of planning and getting the necessary approvals got off the ground, and the foundation was laid soon after by Swamiji himself. He took it a personal interest and provided funds from his own resources to begin with. As per the original plan, the first phase should have been operational in 2020 itself, but then the COVID pandemic came in between and the work came to a standstill. Added to this calamity, there was the sad and shocking news about Swamiji who attained heavenly abode. It took some time for all of us to come out of the grief. When Sri Vishwaprasanna Theertha Swamiji took over as the president of the huge organization with the diverse activities left behind by his mentor, he took it on himself and decided to continue the legacy by fast-tracking all the projects. When he visited the site, went around a few years ago, the half-constructed building, he took the decision to complete the project at the earliest and dedicate it to his mentor and guru who had put his heart and soul into it. I must at this stage acknowledge the contribution of another philanthropist and well-wisher, late Mr. Srinivas, who replaced Mr. Bagiltaya as the working president of the trust. He on his own mobilized close to 3 crores for the project, and even to his last breath showed keen interest in the progress of the construction. Mr. Subbanna, Mr. Patri, Mr. Madi, and so many others helped in raising funds which helped in the initial stages of construction. As there was a long gap due to the reasons mentioned above, and as many of the senior advisors were either not with us anymore or not very active due to health reasons, a new task force was created with the clear roles and responsibilities and timeline for execution. We had to apply for all the approvals, including building plans, afresh, and the plan was revised to make this a 150-bedded multi-specialty hospital with the provision to add 50 more in future. The trust, through its members, had mobilized adequate funds, almost up to 25 crores. The details of donations and donors will be given later during the felicitation ceremony. What you see today is simply because of the generous contribution from corporate companies and individual donors, and on behalf of the President and the Board of Trust, I thank you all for this kind gesture. The reason for convening this meeting today are twofold. One is to show our President the progress that has been made before he leaves to Mysore for his Chaturmasya, and the other is to acknowledge and honor all the donors who helped us in making the dream of Senior Swamiji come true. As per the present plan, the infrastructure includes the basement, ground, first and second floor, with provision to add 2 more floors in future. When fully completed, the built-in area will be approximately 70,000 square foot. In addition to the main building, there are 2 smaller buildings housing the utilities and also the canteen. There is a provision to add 2 more floors into this building to accommodate nurses' quarters. The basement houses the diagnostic setup, CT, MRI, ultrasound, X-ray, clinical lab, blood bank, and specialty clinics like cardiology, neurology, health check, endoscopy, and physiotherapy units. The ground floor will have the main reception, general outpatients, pharmacy, action emergency, 2 wards, one of which can be converted into high dependency or even ICU, and a dialysis unit with the 12 beds. The unique feature of this setup is that there are separate entrances for each of these sections. The wards can be accommodated up to 20 beds in 2 areas. This unit can easily be isolated from the rest of the hospital in case of an infectious disease outbreak like the one we witnessed recently. The suspected patient enters through the side entrance, gets the test done, and if proven positive, gets admitted to the ward nearby. Similarly, patients for dialysis need not come through the main entrance, thereby reducing the risk of cross-infection. The patients requiring emergency care have a direct access to the triage area with facility for easy and quick transfer. The first floor will have an operation theatre complex, intensive care unit. Initially, 3 theatres will be operational, but we can add 2 more in future, where even obesity surgery and robotic surgery can be performed. The ICU will have 18 beds in all, half of which will be in phase 1. The maternity and neonatal unit is on the other side of the first floor. The unit will have all the modern facilities, including birthing suite. There will be a general ward with the 20 beds and 4 private rooms. The second floor, when completed, will have a mix of single and double occupancy rooms, and some of these are big enough to accommodate up to 4 beds if required. If all goes well, we will add 2 more floors. Third will have an academic wing with a few more general ward beds, and the fourth will have a mix of special and semi-special wards. Now comes the service part. Infrastructure is only beginning of a medical establishment. As far as the funds are available and with the proper planning, construction may not be that difficult. The more challenging part is to establish credibility and sustainability later. It's common knowledge that charity hospitals offer only basic medical services and don't have the resources to give advanced care using sophisticated equipment and skilled experts. There has been tremendous progress in disease management, both in the field of diagnosis and treatment. The early detection of many conditions is possible, and one can only clearly make out what stage the disease is so that the treatment can be tailored accordingly. There are many therapeutic options, both medical and surgical, and outcomes can be predicted with reasonable accuracy. However, all these developments come with the rider, the cost and the expertise. Benefits of this modern medicine at present are limited to those who can afford them or those with insurance, either personal or corporate, which forms only about 15 to 20% of this population at present. In the West, where healthcare is state-sponsored, every citizen gets the benefit irrespective of his social or financial status. Just to give an example, a patient with the varicose veins, which is a condition where veins get bulged out in the legs, can undergo a laser treatment and need to spend just a day in the hospital. Whereas a poor farmer can only undergo conventional and open surgery, which requires a 5-day stay in the hospital and another week to recover. He has no insurance and loses his income for 1 week at least, and is the sole breadwinner of the family. Imagine him getting the benefit of laser for the same cost as open surgery. He can then recover within 3 days and can resume his work, thereby avoiding the loss of pay for 1 week. For a rich person, it does not really matter so much, but for the poor, it does. I can give any number of examples where this paradox exists. We have noted this disparity and will try our best to offer the advantages of modern medicine to the poor by keeping the cost at the bare minimum. We have already started this experiment at our Jayanagar unit. Ours is perhaps the only charity hospital to acquire laser machine, thanks to one of the donors. And the cost of treating varicose veins using laser at our hospital is less than 1/3 of what is charged in the private establishments. Now we can treat a wide variety of conditions like veins, fistula, piles using lasers with faster recovery and early return to work. Similarly, our laparoscopic specialists have been doing many surgical and gynecological procedures at affordable cost, which helps even the poor patient recover faster and return to work early. We will continue with this philosophy laid down by our founder, affordable healthcare, with the added mission of providing the best medical practices without any additional expense. While a major share of beds will be in general category, there are beds in semi-private and private wards also, but even here, the charges will be kept much below what is charged elsewhere. The patient may pay extra for the comfort and convenience, but there won't be any difference in the quality of treatment between different categories. The model is like flying a low-cost airline. As long as the passenger reaches the destination safely and on time, it hardly matters if he is given the comfort of a smiling air hostess serving breakfast at extra cost. As mentioned in a slogan by a regional airline, now everyone can fly, now every can be treated. If the quality of care needs to be maintained and the patient's expectations are to be met, the service that is offered should be of high standard. It is not enough if the necessary equipment and other facilities are provided. There should be a dedicated workforce comprising of medical, paramedical support staff, and they need to be compensated adequately for their skill, knowledge, and experience. Our President is very particular that the employees are paid adequately. Charity hospital does not mean the employees also expect to be charitable. We will follow this all due processes and protocols laid down by the national accreditation agencies like NABH and provide medical services with the help of professionals experienced in hospital management. So far, we have managed to raise funds thanks to your generosity, but our efforts and exercise will have to continue for years to come to maintain our credibility and sustain the quality. The baby is just born, but needs support to be able to stand on his legs. We will make sure that your contribution is not only recognized in some way as per your wish, but also put into good use for treating patients. The role of charity hospitals like ours is delivering health care at affordable cost was quite visible during COVID pandemic, when there was such a shortage of beds and the government was struggling to admit patients who were in dire need of hospitalization. It was our President who gave the direction to start admitting patients in spite of not having adequate facilities or resources. With the blessings of Senior Swamiji and the guidance of his successor, we started 40 beds dedicated to COVID patients, including 8 beds in ICU. You may not believe this. Within the next 3 months, we managed to raise nearly 3 crores from different sources, corporate companies, beneficent donors, social organizations, and many other well-wishers. We even approached the international agencies like Rotary Global Grant and Indian American Foundation and managed to get nearly 50 lakhs in grants. More than 200 patients were treated, nearly 1/3 in ICU. The point I'm trying to make is that if our objective is clear and our dispensation is transparent and whatever we receive goes directly to the beneficiaries, funds will come, and it is the confidence that drives us and makes us accept more challenges. The visibility and exposure of Sri Vishwesha Swamiji and the organization he has established are global, to the extent that now there is a trust established in his name in Washington, USA, by one of his disciples, Mr. Balakrishna Bhatt. Many of you may not be aware that there is an organization called Shivaldi Kutumbai of North America with nearly 800 members. I had the opportunity to meet few of the officials during my visit to USA, and we managed to organize a Zoom meeting with key members of the organization in the august presence of Swamiji, where Swamiji addressed all of them. The response from the members to our social and charitable activities is quite encouraging, and funds have started flowing already. Now the future. We have several concepts in mind in addition to providing clinical services. We will entrust our hospital for insurance companies and also participate in government schemes, both central and state sponsored. We will try and enroll on a skill development initiative started by the central government. There is a huge demand for this workforce as medicine is becoming more and more equipment and skill oriented. We will explore the possibility of starting a nursing college and also a training for paramedical courses. We will collaborate with the local and international agencies in areas like mental health, geriatric medicine, rehabilitation, etc. We are already in discussion with the Rotary Club of Bangalore for helping us with the dialysis machines, and it is likely that at least 8 machines will be sponsored by the club. Another concept on which we are working on is outsource the clinical services to an expert group like oncology, minimal access surgery, maternity and child health, neuro rehabilitation, etc. The cost of health care in private establishments has been steadily rising and becoming more and more competitive. Even the specialists are beginning to feel the pressure. They don't mind getting involved in a setup like ours, where they can enjoy the freedom of decision making without getting concerned about the cost or remuneration, as long as they get the right equipment and skilled personnel. Apart from offering treatment at discounted rates, we will make it free of cost under certain circumstances. No patient will be turned away for lack of funds. That has been the motive of ours. We will keep a separate corpus of rupees 1 crore as poor patients fund for this purpose. Our vision is to make this hospital a model to bridge the gap between the government-run hospitals which, due to a sheer volume of patients and inadequate funds, may not be able to offer the advanced medical care, and the corporate giants whose rates are out of reach of a common man. India is shining in many ways. Information and digital technology, industrial output, and overall economic growth. Even in areas like sports and cinemas, we are catching up with the West. Unfortunately, there is a long way to go as far as healthcare is concerned. The government on its own won't be able to implement its concept of health for all, and it's the need, joint effort is the need of the hour between the public and private undertakings. This is where we come into the picture with our philosophy of delivering low cost but high quality health care. Our President, Sri Swamiji, has chosen this day to visit this new healthcare facility, and I'm extremely grateful for him. He has actually, our plan was to show him only the ground floor, but he wanted to see the entire facility on his own, all the 3 floors. We showed him around. He's chosen this to visit to this hospital for another reason. You may be aware that today is celebrated Doctors' Day throughout the country in recognition of the service rendered by the medical community in all aspects of the management of a sick patient. I am glad that there are few veterans in the medical field assembled here, and on behalf of the Trust, I convey our greetings and best wishes to all the doctors assembled here. This iconic center, when fully functional, will offer an opportunity for those in the medical field to join our mission of making advanced health care accessible to the poor. As the adage goes, Jana Seve, Janardana Seve. I end my presentation by offering my tribute and respect to founder Sri Vishwesha Swamiji, who was a great visionary and had an immense care and compassion for the poor, and undertook many missionary programs for the well-being. I am sure he must be watching this event with great satisfaction. And with his blessings, and under the leadership of the current president, this hospital will soon become a popular neighborhood destination for affordable health care. Sri Krishna Sevashrama will become a brand in low-cost, high-quality health care, and we will establish clinics and hospitals wherever the opportunity comes along. I am thankful to Swamiji for giving me this opportunity to lead the healthcare division, and I do my best by fulfilling his wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vasudeva, for your covering background, current status, and the future projections of this hospital. It was very inspiring because you have not left any aspect that needs to be covered. Thank you, sir, for a wonderful project update. Now, the next important item of today's function is felicitation to the donors, and our Dr. Vasudeva will read the donors' names, and we request them to come to the dais and take the blessings and a memento from our Swamiji.
Ever since this project was conceived, we have started getting funds from a number of organizations and individual donors. We managed to, of course, this dates back to 2015-16. So the file compiled by Subbanna is as thick as my hands to here. So there are so many communications, correspondence, receipts, names. So we managed to compile, somehow get the addresses, locations, contact numbers, and communicate to them, try to contact them to be able to requesting them to be present here so that they can be honored by our president. Some of them express their inability to attend for a variety of reasons, but some are, I'm sure, quite a few of them are here. I will announce the names, and I request the person to come to the front and receive the felicitation. The largest number of donation came from one Shekhar Puli from USA. He is unfortunately cannot be here today. He has given rupees 1 crore recently to our hospital project through his USA-based foundation. And I must, at this juncture, thank my own brother, Mr. Ganesh Rao, for helping us raise these funds. The second highest is again through my brother Ganesh Rao is Mr. S.S. Bhatt, Mrs. Anita and Mr. Kiran. Are they here? Yeah, please come. Mr. Bhatt gave us nearly 40 lakhs for our Nethralaya in Jayanagar, which started soon after COVID pandemic, and he is committed to give another 60 lakhs to this project. And we expect him to continue his donation throughout on a yearly basis. Mrs. Shamala Bhatt was here a couple of years ago during the inauguration of our Nethralaya. As mentioned in my speech, Mr. Srinivas, who was our past president, he himself contributed nearly 30 lakhs apart from helping others. Mr. Krishna Srinivas. Mr. Krishna Srinivas is here. He is not coming. Can you please accept on his behalf? Krishna Srinivas is Mr. Srinivas' son. Mr. Mahanadi Shetty has given a large sum of 25 lakhs, and Mrs. Mahanadi and Mr. Ramesh. Mahanadi Shetty himself has also come, but it's a great honor for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Mahanadi Shetty, for your generous contribution. Whenever we think of any kind of project or upgradation of services, we go to Mr. Madi, and he never says no. Mr. Madi, even for this project, in the first round itself, even without Swamiji asking him, he has gave a generous contribution of 25 lakhs. And this is not the only contribution made by him. There are many others. And if I start telling,
I think Mr. Madi's contribution to Pejawar Mutt and all our Udupi Mutts is unparalleled in the history, because he has given 3 crores for our Ananda Theertha Pratisthana for construction of a big auditorium, dining hall, tennis hall and all. So, and he has also given to the other mutts of our institutions more than 2 crores. In one single year, he has given 6 crores to the various mutts. And he really requires applauded.
Mr. H.S. Ramakrishna, please come, sir. H.S. Ramakrishna himself has given 15 lakhs for the project. Nagaraj brother. Mrs. Anjana Murli. Anjana Murli hasn't come. You okay? Mrs. Jayaraj.
I need to add a few words. Dr. U.V. Rao has not only been
providing his valuable guidance, service, motivational work, everything, but his better half, Mrs. Jaya Rao, has also contributed in a personal capacity to this institution. Sir, really we are grateful to you and your wife.
Jairaj has contributed dialysis machine in the name of her father, P.N. Ramchandra, who was very close to our senior Swamiji. So also one Nikhil.
Let the doctor also stand.
I would also like to announce that my son-in-law, Nikhil Nanjandaya, has also decided to contribute for one dialysis machine. The amount is yet to be received since this is from the foreign currency donation. Radhika Achar, Mrs. Radhika Achar has come. Please. Radhika Achar has also contributed rupees 8 lakhs. Has anybody from Mrs. Lakshmi Bhatt family is here? Lakshmi Bhatt is no more, but anybody from Lakshmi Bhatt, we will probably send this to her residence. I think her children are very much here. Mr. Kishore Kumar. Kishore Kumar is here. Mrs. Meenakshi and Nagaraj. This is Mr. Nagaraj. They also have given 8 lakhs. Mr. Jairaj? Not Jairaj, another Jairaj. Same. Please, sir. So there is a donation on the floor announced by Mr. Jairaj. He is going to contribute 1 lakh. Please come through. 1 dialysis machine. Oh, that's great. My apologies. I have missed out on one important donor and contributor, Mr. Prati Sridhar. Prati Sridhar is one of the largest contributor donor for our project. He has given 30 lakhs for one accident emergency unit. Amongst the corporate companies, I am glad to announce that HPCL has contributed the largest amount of nearly 4.5 crores. Mr. Rajendra Kumar. Mr. Rajendra Kumar representing HPCL, please. Pranav Kumar and Rajendra Kumar on behalf of HPCL one of the largest contributor in corporate companies of nearly 4.5 crores. ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ 30 lakhs ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೌದೌದು ಅವರು ಕರೆದಿನ ಬಂದರು ಅವರು. ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ please come, madam. Please come.
Our H.S. Srinivas brother's wife is receiving the memento from our Swamiji.
Can I call upon Mr. S.K. Bhatt? S.K. Bhatt, please come, sir. S.K. Bhatt is the son-in-law of late Mr. P.J. Bagiltaya.
And also trustee of our trust.
May I request Y.K. Raghavendra Rao and come and receive the honors, please. He has been a pillar of strength for all our activities.
He is associated with our senior Swamiji from more than 50 years. He is the surviving link between the past, present to the future, and we are really glad to have him with us now. At this auspicious occasion, we would like to highlight the great gift to our society by Sri Sachidananda and Dr. Rama Sachidananda. They have given a Vruddhashrama and a 10,000 square feet property to the mutt to continue the social activities. And we are really glad, sir, both of you have come. Please come and receive the memento from our Swamiji.
With this, the felicitation part of our program is concluded. Now, as mentioned earlier, that there are two important days we are celebrating for a very strange reason. There is no connection between the two professions, although there is some lot of connection, he says. There's a Doctor's Day and Chartered Accountants Day. There are two of us standing here. There's a Doctor's Day and Chartered Accountants Day. Whatever
doctors can serve the society by taking care of the sick and diseased people. We serve the society by helping doctors to save their money. So we are very important to them. we would also like to mention here the efforts put in by our trustee, D.P. Anant, to this institution in securing corporate donations over a period of time. He has kindly graced this function. Hence, I request D.P. Anant to come and take memento from our Swamiji.
Yeah, as mentioned, D.P. Anant is our connection from our trust to our corporate companies. And over the years, he has helped us in mobilizing funds. And it's not that easy to get funds from corporate companies, although they have a lot of money. It just takes a lot of effort to get the money out of their checkbook. Right. With the permission of the House, we take this opportunity to celebrate Doctors' Day by honoring few veterans in the field of medicine, and also, since it is also Chartered Accountant Day, we will honor a senior Chartered Accountant also, so that their profession don't feel that they're left out.
No, sir. We don't have such feelings.
We are going to honor all these veterans who have been associated with the Swamiji's various activities for many, many years. May I request Dr. Uday Mudabiyal, a senior surgeon and member of the Medical Advisory Board, to take over the proceedings.
His Holiness Sri Vishwaprasanna Swamiji ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಶಿರಸಾನರಷ್ಟು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Working President Sri JAIRAJ, Honorary Secretary Dr. Sri HARIDAS, Medical Director Dr. VASUDEVA, and Project Director Mr. PATRI, and other members of the trustees, my dear colleagues. Today, as already told, we are blessed on a Doctor's Day to have the blessings of His Holiness, also to the Chartered Accountants. We are really blessed to have the Doctor's Day on this day when we have the blessings of Sri Swamiji. And all of you know Doctor's Day is celebrated on 1st of July every year in memory of Dr. B.C. Roy. Dr. B.C. Roy, Badan Chandra Roy, he was one of the greatest physician, educationalist, and also statesman. If you remember, he was the Chief Minister of West Bengal for nearly 10 years. But the funniest part of him is that he was born on 1st of July in 1882 and he died on 1st of July in 1862. So the same date of birth and same date of death. So on that day, 1st of July, we always celebrate for his contribution to the Indian Institute of Science, as well as for all the medical faculty which he has contributed. We celebrate on his name as B.C. Roy Doctor's Day. And today we have two eminent doctors who are amongst honor, who have received B.C. Roy Award. Actually, they are with us. And also I wish to all Chartered Accountants their Happy Chartered Accountants Day, which will be celebrated later on this day. I would like to call upon Dr. Suresh Arur. Dr. Suresh Arur, presently he is the Director and Chief of Pediatric Neurologist, Parigma Neurodiagnostic and Rehabilitation Center, Bangalore, and Mangalore also. He has established this center few decades back, and it is a well-known referral center, not only in India, abroad also, for the treatment they come here. He has done his MBBS, DCH, MD Pediatrics from Kasturba Medical College, Bangalore and Manipal. After that, he did his neurosciences from NIMANS. And his interest to pediatric neurology drew him to America, where he went and did his fellowship in pediatric neurology from the University of California in Los Angeles. And I'm very happy to say some of his achievements. He's the first qualified pediatric neurologist of Karnataka. He's the first to start the Department of Pediatric Neurology in the country in NIMHANS in Bangalore in 1980. And he's the founder and director of Parijma Neurodiagnostic and Rehabilitation Center, a unique and one of the few centers in the country with multi-speciality and diagnostic facilities catering to neurology and pediatric surgery. And also he's a founder member of Child Neurology Chapter of Indian Academy of Pediatrics. For his contribution in the pediatric neurology, he has been honored and felicitated innumerable times. To say a few, he is a recipient of the award of International Who is Who in Medicine award by the International Biographical Centre, Cambridge, England in 1995. And he is also the recipient of the award of 500 Leaders of Influence in the 20th Century Achievement Award from American Biographical Institute, USA in 1997. And he has been invited for many guest speakers of national and international child neurology. I would like to present Dr. Suresh Aru to our Swamiji for his blessings. Once again, congratulations, Dr. Suresh Aru and his wife. Now I would like to present Dr. Bogaraju Ramana Rao, whom is very popularly known as Dr. Ramana Rao. He was born on 31st of August in 1951. And his professional details, most important is Dr. Ramana Rao successfully completed his medical degree in 1973 from Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, followed by MD in General Medicine and Cardiology in 1983 from Bangalore Medical College. Throughout his entire career, he has devoted himself to serving underprivileged rural population through his self-established non-profit organization called the Free Village Clinic. Remarkably, he has provided free medical care to over 2 million patients, demonstrating his lifelong commitment to improving their health. Dr. Ravan Rao runs a Sunday village clinic, provides medicine, injection and nebulization absolutely free of cost to patients at T. Nagur, which is located 35 kilometers from Bangalore. He also provides them free food to all the patients who visit his village clinic every Sunday. And he also has done free cataract surgeries for hundreds of patients. Apart from the medical, he also has done social service to that area by providing 700 toilets free for below poverty line families according to the village of T. Begur. He has provided them clean drinking water, free books, uniforms, bags every year to 50 schools surrounding the villages. And also he has provided diabetic footwear contribution, yoga initiative and tree plantation. For his contribution to the service of society and to the downtrodden, he has been honored the most prestigious honor of Padma Shri Award in 2010 by President of India. And he is the 9th physician in Karnataka after independence to receive this honor. Once again, congratulations. He was awarded the Karnataka Rajyotsav Award in 1998 and also the B.C. Roy Award. Today is the Doctor's Day. He has been awarded B.C. Roy Award in the year 2008 from IMA Bangalore. And Dr. Abdul Kalam National Award in the year 2008 for Rural Medical Services. Thank you very much once again. So congratulations, Dr. B. Ramana Rao, having blessings of Sri Swamiji today. I would like to invite upon Dr. P. Mohan Rao. Dr. P. Mohan Rao is a consultant physician and cardiologist who is the executive director in 2005 from the Cardiologist Society of India. Well done, Dr. Mohan Rao. You have been here. Today you are blessed by Swamiji. We congratulate you once again.
I am really very much inspired today at this function and getting the blessings from Puja Vishwaprasanna Theertha Swamiji. And I want to announce a small Alilu Seve from my side. Want to donate 1 lakh for this very, very noble work that is being done under the leadership of our dear Swamiji.
Thank you once again, sir. Last but not the least, I'd like to call upon Dr. K.S. Gopinath, our oncosurgeon. Professor Kadugaru S. Gopinath, popularly known as K.S. Gopinath, is a promoter, director, and a consultant surgical oncologist at HCG Institute of Oncology in Bangalore. He pioneered the Trust's first comprehensive and dedicated multidisciplinary cancer center in India. He is a founder, trustee, and chairman of the research organization and charitable trust, which is spread across the country, working towards the cause of alleviating suffering of the cancer patients. During his formative years, Dr. Gopinath did his MBBS from JJM Medical College, Davangere, followed by MS from the KEM and St. G.S. Hospital, Mumbai, and then his passion towards oncosurgery drew him to work in Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital in Mumbai. Following that, to upgrade himself into cancer surgery, he went further training to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York. Following that, he came back and joined Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology, Bangalore. He worked in different capacities. As a professor, he was instrumental in starting MCH program in surgical oncology, now under Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He is a founder and present president of Osteomats of India. He introduced the concept, very peculiar, the concept of yoga and psychological based interventional strategy in the management of cancer patient to the urban, rural and remote places. He was national president of Association of Surgeons of India. And he is also one of the Padma Shri awardee who received in 2010 by President of India. And he is also a BC Roy National Awardee from the Medical Council of India. Today is the Doctor's Day, have been honored. So this is well, Dr. Gopinath, well done, had a blessing of Swamiji. Thank you. So I would like to conclude the honoring of the doctors, but once again to Sashtanga Namaskar to our Sri Guruji.
Thank you, Dr. Muddebihal, for your kind words for all the doctors who are honored here. We are indebted to you, and we request Dr. Uday Muddebihal to receive from our Swamiji a memento. Thank you, sir, for accepting our gratitude. Now, we'll come to another part of honoring a chartered accountant on the Chartered Accountants Day. We have a very senior member of our institute with 50 years of practice and more than 50 years of association with all our Udupi Mats, primarily Pejavar Mat and Sodevadharaj Mat. He is a consultant, legal, taxation, accounting, chartered accountant, yes, but he is more than that, very human chartered accountant. We always rush to him when there is an emergency or a last date for filing, and without he helps us in doing all the legal compliances for the various branches of our MUT. Sir, from our MUT side, we are really indebted to you for the long association and services which has been rendered absolutely free for more than 50 years to our MUT. This is a very small gesture from our side for your big contribution, sir. And we request you, your wife has not come, so to receive a memento from our Swamiji. ಸರಿ, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಸೌಂಡ್ ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪಂಟೇನೆ. We have another chartered accountant in midst of us, K. Shrikant. So he's a retired CFO of Toyota Kirloskar negotiation. And sir, we are really indebted to you for gracing this occasion. Kindly accept. We have another chartered accountant, K.A. Srivatsa. He has been a backbone for our mutt right from the day Vishwaprasanna THIRTHA Swamiji took over. He is financial head of Prestige Group of companies. He is a devotee of mutt. His father served the mutt. He is serving 24 into 365, 80 plus organizations as a committee member. His contribution is the most, and Srivatsa sir, we are really indebted to you, and he had the desire that I should call him sir. I am calling him sir because he is my student. Now, the final felicitation is to Dr. U.V. Rao. Our Swamiji has given a specific direction that Rao and his wife should come and take blessings from him. Sir, it is a great honor for us to felicitate you. Ask your wife to come. Please come, madam.
And I also want to take this opportunity. Shri V.K. Haridas has first I'll request doctor to take the felicitation.
We will be failing in our duties if we don't recognize the contribution of our Joint Secretary, Shri H.P. Bharadwaj. He's been there for every work. He's in the forefront. He leads by example. Every activity you give him, he will do it in the best possible manner. I request Sheila Bharadwaj also to come to the stage and receive blessings of Swamiji. And the last, but definitely not the least, I'll request V.K. Haridas. He has told a lot of things about many others, very humbly, but we also remember his contribution. He has been the guiding spirit for a lot of youngsters like us and has been an inspiration. I request Sri Haridas and Srimati Sudha Haridas to take felicitation.
ಶ್ರೀ ಹರಿದಾಸ್ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಸಮಯ ಸಾಲದು. ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟಮಟ್ಟದ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ದಿರಾ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು 1988 ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾರ್ಗ ದಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದಿರೋರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ 1985 ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆದು ವಾದಿರಾಜರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಪಡೆದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ 6th ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ 1985. ಸೊ ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಶೇರ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು ಆಲ್. I am one of the proud friend of him. I am very happy to have a friend like this.
Thank you very much. Mr. Haridas recently visited Tirupati, I am told, and spent nearly 10 minutes into Tirupati Venkateshwara God with only one request, along with the Swamiji privilege. In fact, it so happened that Haridas was actually very reluctant to come because there are so many others. He said, I will got so much work to do. Vasudeva will definitely fire at me if I leave everything to him and then run away. But he was forced to accompany Swamiji to Tirupati, and then he called me and said, I'm going to Tirupati. You go to Tirupati, but come back with a bag full of money, I shall. I look after everything in the hospital, but it's your responsibility to give us the money that we need. That's what he has gone, and I'm sure with these blessings, with the Tirupati Timmapa's blessings, I'm sure this hospital will do extremely well. May I request all those who have been honored can come to the one group photograph, please. Dr. Gopinath, Mohan Rao, Raman Rao, Suresh, Bani sir, JAIRAJ Bani sir. Okay. Chartered account, they don't want to mix with the doctors. Just an interesting coincidence, not by any design or deliberate. Dr. Raman Rao and Dr. Suresh Arur, we were classmates right from MBBS days. And we just did our respective post-graduation in, I did in surgery, Suresh did in medicine.
Yeah. Without was there, the group is not complete. Now is the time to get the divine grace and blessings from His Holiness Sri Swamiji. We request him to address the gathering.
Krishnam vande mantapashadharam divyarbhakakritim ಶಿಖಾಬಂಧತ್ರಯೋಪೇತಂ ಭೈಷ್ಮೀ ಮಧ್ವಕರಾರ್ಚಿತಂ. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಒಬ್ಬ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸಾಧಕರು. ಅವರು ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ಕಂಡದ್ದು ಗುಡಿಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಮಾಜದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನಡೆದಾಡುವ ಗುಡಿ, ಅವರೊಳಗೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಕಡೆ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಮಾತು, ಒಬ್ಬ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸಾಧಕ ಅವನ ಸಾಧನೆಯ ಗುರಿ ಏನು? ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಆದರೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಇವತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ಯಾವುದದು? ನಾನಾ ಜನಸ್ಯ ಶುಶ್ರೂಷಾ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಕರವನ್ಮಿತೆ. ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ದೀನರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದುಃಖಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದುರ್ಬಲರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಅವಶ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಯನ್ನೇ ಎತ್ತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು, ಕರವತ್, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಂಬುದು ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು, ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಿಡಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ. ಅದರಂತೆ ದೇಶದ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಾಗರಿಕ ಸತ್ಪ್ರಜೆ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿನೋ, ದೇವರ ಲೋಕದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸತ್ಪ್ರಜೆ ಅಂತ ದೇವರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ನಾನಾ ಜನರ ಶುಶ್ರೂಷೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ. ಅದು ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇವರು ಹೌದು ಬಾ ನೀ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕರೆಸ್ಕೋತಾನೆ. ಗುರುಗಳು ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಆಗಾಗ್ಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತಾವೇನು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೋ ಅದರಂತೆ ನಡೆದು ತೋರಿಸಿದವರು. ಸಮಾಜದ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಎರಡಲ್ಲ 10 ಹಲವು ರಂಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಮಾಜದ ಮೂಲಕ ಭಗವಂತನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿದವರು. ಈ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ರಂಗ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಉಡುಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣನ ನೇರ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನಕದಾಸರ ಗುಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 65 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಉಚಿತ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸಾಲಯ. ಅವರ ಎಳವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ನೇರ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಅದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಪೂರ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ಜಯನಗರದ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಟ್ಟ ಹೆಸರು ಇದು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಸೇವೆ. ಇದು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಸೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಹೊರತಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಸೇವೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ನಮಗೆ ಯೋಗ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಗುರುಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊರಿಸಿ ನೀನು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಆದೇಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಟರು. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಇದು ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದದ್ದು. ಒಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರ ಅಗಲಿಕೆ. ನಾವು ಈ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ತೀರಾ ಹೊಸಬರು, ನಡುವೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ನ ಅವಾಂತರ, ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತೀರಾ ಬೃಹತ್ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಮಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದಾಗಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಇವತ್ತು ಮೆಲ್ಲನೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇಜಾವರ ಮಠ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅನೇಕ ಬಾರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಿದೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾಡಿನ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿದರೆ ಅದು ಪೇಜಾವರ ಮಠ. ಪೇಜಾವರ ಮಠ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಮಾಜದ ನಿಮ್ಮಂತಹವರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿದರೆ ಅದೇ ಪೇಜಾವರ ಮಠ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಗಮನಿಸಿ. ಬಾಗಲ್ತಾಯರು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮೂಲಕ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿಸಿದರು. ಇನ್ನು 10 ಮಂದಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಫುಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಇನ್ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮಂತಹ ಮಹನೀಯರು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ನೀಡಿದಿರಿ. ಅದು ಕೇವಲ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಒಳಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಹೊರಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಿವಳ್ಳಿ ಕುಟುಂಬ. ಹೀಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಪೇಜಾವರ ಮಠದಿಂದ ಇಂತಹದೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೀಗೆ ಸಂಪನ್ನಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಗುರುಗಳು ಸಮಾಜದ ಒಳಗೆ ದೇವರನ್ನು ಕಂಡು ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಭಗವಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸುವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಮಾಜದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಆಗಗೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಒಳಗೆ ನೆಲೆಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಿತಮಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಶರೀರೇ ಜರ್ಜರೀಭೂತೆ ವ್ಯಾಧಿಗ್ರಸ್ತೆ ಕಲೇವರೆ ಔಷಧಂ ಜಾಹ್ನವೀ ತೋಯಂ ವೈದ್ಯೋ ನಾರಾಯಣೋ ಹರಿಹಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೃದಯದ ಒಳಗೆ ನೆಲೆಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ವೈದ್ಯರ ಹೃದಯದ ಒಳಗೆ ನೆಲೆಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಭವರೋಗದ ವೈದ್ಯನಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ ನಾರಾಯಣನಿಗೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸಿ ದೇವರಿದನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಹೀಗಾಗತ್ತಂತೆ. ಅಕ್ಷಯಂ ಕರ್ಮ ಯಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಪರೇ ಸ್ವರ್ಪಿತಂ. ಆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೆಲಸ ಅದು ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಅಕ್ಷಯವಾಗ್ತಾ ಸಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನು ಅಂಬೆಗಾಲಿಟ್ಟದ್ದಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೃಹದಾಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಂತುಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಆಗಗೊಳಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹರಸಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಕೃಷ್ಣನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ದುಡಿದವರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕೂತರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಗುರುಗಳ ಈ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈಜೋಡಿಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅನುಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸಿ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅರ್ಪಣ.
ಇದು ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಅವರ ಗುರುಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು, ಹೇಗೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನು ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಪರಿಚಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಕರ್ತವ್ಯದ ಶಿಷ್ಯರು ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ದನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಯೋ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆದರೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಪರಾಧನ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ 1964ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಅವತಾರ ಆಯಿತು ಪಕ್ಷಿಕೆರೆ ಅಂತನ್ನೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅವರು ಅದಮಾರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಮಾನ್ಯರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂತಹ ಆದರ್ಶ ಗುರುಕುಲದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮೊದಲನೇ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಾದಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಉಡುಪಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ವೈದಿಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದ ಒಂದಿಗೆ BCom ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು. ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ 1988ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ ತೀರ್ಥರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಮೂಲಕ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಶ್ರಮ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಉದ್ಗ್ರಂಥ ಸುಧಾದಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿ ತಾವು ವಿರಕ್ತರಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಗುರುಗಳದ್ದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸು ಬಹಳ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಗುರುಗಳ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನೀಲಾವರದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಶಾಲೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬೇಡದೇ ಇರೋ ಹಸುಗಳು. ಗೋಶಾಲೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಲು ಮಾರೋದು, ಅದು ಮಾರೋದು, ಇದು ಮಾರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ತಳಿ ಮಾರೋದು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬೇಡದೇ ಇರೋ ಹಸು ಇಡೀ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದರ ನೀಲಾವರ ಗೋಶಾಲೆಗೆ. 2000 ಮೇಲೆ ಹಸು ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 20 ಲಕ್ಷದ ಮೇಲೆ ಖರ್ಚಿದೆ. ಬರೀ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಇಂದಲೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಅವರು ನೀಲಾವರ ಗೋಶಾಲೆ ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಾವೇ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಮೈನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂಥವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು. ಅದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮಾಂದ್ಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು 10 ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು 100 ಹೇಳೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ 100 ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೂ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೇಳದೇ ಇದ್ದವರು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಮಾಂದ್ಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಲಾವರದಲ್ಲೇ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವಜನೀನ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಒಂದು 30 ಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಪ್ರಾಂತದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ, ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಾದರೂ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಹಳ ಕಾರುಣ್ಯದಿಂದ ತಾವೇ ಆಟೋ ಮುಂತಾದ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನರ್ಸಸ್ಸನ್ನಿಟ್ಟು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗಿಂದ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದ ತನಕ ಅವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ದೇನೆ ಏನೂ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದರು. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿರಂತರ ವೇದಾಂತ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ವ್ಯಾಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಬಹಳ ವಿಶಾರದರು. ಈಗ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗುರುಗಳ ವೃಂದಾವನಸ್ಥರಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಕ್ರಮ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಅವರು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಅವರು. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಸಂಚಾರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗುರುಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂಚಾರ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಂಚಾರವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸನಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಾಬಾ ರಾಮದೇವ್ ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲೋ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು. ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಮಾಡೋಂತಹ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮಗಳನ್ನು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನಿಕಾದಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನಿಂದ ಸುಧಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 10 ರಿಂದ 12 ಪಾದಪೂಜೆಯಾದಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಭಿಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹುಡುಗರು ಅವರು ಭಿಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಫಲಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಹುಡುಗರು ಚಿಂತನೆ ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿರಂತರ 24 ಗಂಟೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾರ್ಥಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾನು ಯತಿಗಳು, ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಜೀವ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನಲ್ ಫಿಗರು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ಈ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆದರೂ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಹು ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಸಮಯ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಲೌಕಿಕದ್ದು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಈ ಥರದ್ದೊಂದು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ನಾನಾ ಜನ ಶುಶ್ರೂಷ ಅಂತ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಒಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರೆದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಯನ್ನೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಸಂದೇಶ ನೀಡಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಹರಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಸಾಷ್ಟಾಂಗ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಡೋನರ್ಸು ಇವರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಡೋನರ್ಸು ಈಗ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಾಲದು ನಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಭಿಕ್ಷುಕರೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಮಗೇನು ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಾವು ನಮಗೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಡೋನರ್ಸು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನಾಗಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಾದರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೋನರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಟೆಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದಂಥವರು. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೇನು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ July 1 ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಕರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಠದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿಂದ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಡಿಯವರ ಮನೆಯವರು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾ ಅವರು, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾ ಮಡಿಯವರು, ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಮಡಿಯವರು, ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವ್ರ ಯಜಮಾನರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮನೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಡನ್ನು ಗುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಶಾಲೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಪಾಜಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಜಿಷಿಯನ್, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಎಜುಕೇಷ್ನಲ್ ಎಂಪೈರನ್ನು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಬಳ್ಳಾಳವರು ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅವರು, ಇವರು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನೇ ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಠಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಎಂಡೆಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ಈ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು 4 ಸಹಾಯ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿ ಇರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗೃತವಾದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಮನುಷ್ಯನಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಭಾವನೆ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. ನಾವು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಸೌತ್ ಕೆನರಾದ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ಸ್, ಸಾಧಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ಸೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಿಳಿದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಹೌದು. ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರ ಅರಿವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಅರಿವು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಜಾಗೃತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ತುಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಹೋಗಲಿ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವಾದರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೂ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ದೇಶ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ. ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಸದ್ವಿನಿಯೋಗವಾಗಬೇಕು ಹೇಳುವುದೇ ನನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 20 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಇದರಿಂದ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾ ಮಡಿಯವರೇ, ನಾವು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತರಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಗೆಸ್ಚರಿಂದ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಕೆ ಜಯರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳ ದೇಣಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಂತ್ರಾಕ್ಷತೆ.
This is the Doctor's Day today, and both my parents were doctors. My father was a tuberculosis specialist, Dr. K. Rangnath Rao, and my mother was a very eminent gynecologist, professor in Bangalore Medical College, vice dean, and also head of Vani Vilas Hospital. I think Dr. K. Padma Rao, and both of them were devoted to the mutt. So on this occasion, with the consent of His Holiness, I want to donate rupees 10 lakhs towards their name for establishing a dialysis unit in this hospital.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind gesture. Now, our CFO and our Vijay Bharati Institution's Honorary Secretary, Chartered Accountant K. Shrikant, has announced a donation of 2 lakh rupees for the Krishna Sevashrama Trust Hospital. Now we have an institution called Trust Pharmacy, to whom we have outsourced our pharmacy division. The representatives of Trust Pharmacy have come and are issuing a check of 10 lakhs as an advance amount. We ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲಂಚ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Swami. Now, our trustees are present. S.K. Bhatt, D.P. Anand, Gautama, JAIRAJ, office bearers, Dr. Rao. We are all indebted to them for the support they have extended to the team to realize this hospital at this stage. And we are also, will be failing in our duties if we don't really thank ನಮ್ಮವರೇ ಆದ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವಾಶ್ರಮದ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು 3-4 ದಿನದಿಂದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಪ್ಪನ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
May I request Dr. Hemant Murthy? Hemant Murthy. Hemant Murthy is son of, he is himself a doctor, practicing in South Bangalore in Jayanagar. His father was Erkadithaya. I'm sure many of you know him. He was the chairman of Indian Overseas Bank and served in capacity for many, many years. He was very, very close. He was, in fact, Erkadithaya and Bagilthaya were right and left hand of Sri Swamiji. So Bagilthaya was the executor and Erkadithaya was the financier. That was a kind of a term that we used to know them in those days. So Erkadithaya was actually helped Senior Swamiji in many, many ways along with the senior Madi. Those days there were 3 of them. Sadananda Madi, Erkadithaya and Bagilthaya were the advisor for all the projects undertaken by Vishwesha Swamiji. They were actually pillars of strength. And today we remember Erkadithaya's contribution, and I especially invited Hemant Murthy also to come and participate. Thank you, Hemant.
Another person has been inspired now, Prashant Madi of Cold Air. He has announced a donation of 2 lakh rupees for our organization. We request him to come and collect the blessings of Swamiji. Now, I request all the employees of... Okay, the person who has done the mementos for us, Shiva, is requested to come and collect the mementos from the Swamiji. For this function to happen at this place, lot of our vendors, contractors have all put in their efforts day and night for the last few days to bring it to this level. So from the trust management, I would thank all of them for their contribution to bringing the hospital to this stage. But this is not the end. This needs to be completed. We require everybody's cooperation to finish it off as early as possible. Now I request our all employees of Krishna Sevashrama to come and stand before Swamiji and take a group photo. Swami, Kumantarigala Swami, undu. But ನೀನಲ್ವಾ ಶಂಕರನಾರಾಯಣ ಹೌದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬನ್ನಿ ಯಾರು ಹಾಂ ಫೋಟೋ ತೊಂದರೆ our COO, Chief Operating Officer of Jayanagar Krishna Sevashrama, has been inspired by this function and has kindly announced a donation of 1 lakh rupees to this hospital trust. Everybody give him a big hand for his kind gesture. Thank you, Dr. Aditya. ಶಂಕರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಜೊತೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಫಟಾಫಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸುತ್ತ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆಯಿತಾ. ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹತ್ತಿ 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 ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಹತ್ತಿ ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಉಳಿದವ್ರು ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೆಂಗಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಗಂಡಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ತಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆ ಕಡೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೌದು, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಈಗ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫಲಮಂತ್ರರಕ್ಷತೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ವೋ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಲಾಗಿ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಫಲಮಂತ್ರರಕ್ಷತೆ ತಗೋದು. ಜಯರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಶ್ರೀವತ್ಸ ತಂತ್ರಿಗಳು
ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಫಲಮಂತ್ರಾಕ್ಷರ ನಂತರ ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಊಟದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಪಕ್ಕದ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.